Well, pay attention everyone, we've got a lot to get through. I know you guys think, well, it's nearly the end of term, so we can muck around. No, you can't. There's tons to get through, okay? Just because the holidays are approaching, don't feel like you can be lax in your work, okay? Can't all be giggling around and smiling like Lionel's sisters.
Hey guys, it's Lionel's sisters again. We're going to be reviewing this episode. Let's get into it. Let's get in. Guys, do you see how open and excited the boys were?
The guys looked a bit too excited for the girls to come. I'm not gonna lie.
Literally, I was so shocked by it. But obviously, the girls were really excited to find out they were going to the Casa too. So it kind of makes sense.
What are we thinking about Lionel's first initial conversation with Mimi? It was short, it was brief, but he got to the point.
I absolutely love how he was straight to the point and asked her the question, like, do you think AYO is actually going to stay loyal to you? We really want Mimi to be thinking about these questions so she can actually get the best result for herself while she's in the villa.
Yes, those are really Lionel's sisters, and they're going to be doing regular updates on their opinions of Love Island, and particularly what their brother's up to in Casa Amor. And as you can see from that video, they obviously think that he is going to get Mimi, and that AYO has not been that great to Mimi. And I guess today's first look will perhaps confirm that. But let's focus firstly on the raunchy game they're going to play in the villas, plural, tonight. Here we go. First look. Love Island villas go head-to-head in a game of raunchy races. Both villas get a text announcing they will go head-to-head in a game of raunchy races that evening. Via a series of text messages, the islanders will be sent challenges, and the villa who completes in the quickest will earn a point. The villa with the most points wins a party that night. As they prep for the game in Casa Amor, Blade says, failure is not an option. Well done, Blade. Nicole adds, I'm telling you now, there's no chance those girls over there are winning. In the main villa, they're also confident with the boys chanting main villa, over and over as they head out for the game. Well, that's a dead cert you're going to win if people are just chanting random stuff. First up, the tallest boy is dared to kiss the girl he fancies the most. When Casa finds out the main villa have won and AYO has snogged someone called Jess S, Mimi admits, I feel sick. When the boy with the most tattoos is asked to snog the girl he fancies in Casa, Hugo picks Jess. Jess admits in the beach hut, I'll be completely honest, I wasn't thinking about Trey in that game. When the youngest boy is asked to kiss who he fancies, and Nicole works out it's Kieran who wins by kissing Emma, Nicole is left wondering what's happening back at the main villa. Nicole asks, why does he fancy Emma so much then? Ugh. After the islanders are left working out which girls or boys have been snogged the most, one villa wins a party. But who'll be celebrating and who is left commiserating? After the game, Hugo pulls Jess for a chat in Casa Amor. Hugo tells her, the kiss was good, I reckon we can do better. After they share a kiss, Hugo says, I actually loved that kiss, better than in the game. They then kiss again before Hugo asks, you looking forward to another little spoon? Elsewhere in Casa Amor, another couple that shared a kiss in the game are having a kiss alone. So who else is locking lips? Obviously, I'm going to come to that in a minute, but I think you've probably already guessed. Do we care about Jess and Hugo? I think the trouble is most of us viewers are now relatively fed up of Jess. No offence to Jess, but I think we're relatively fed up of her. So we'd quite like to see her kind of get together with someone and then maybe just exit the show. So I'm not that interested in what Jess is doing. I feel like Jess has had umpteenth chances and has just rejected them all by just being rather difficult and obtuse rather than kind of playing along with the general swing of the show. Not saying just to compromise, but it hasn't been a great run for her. Anyway, let's focus on the second part of today's first look, guys. The second part. Let's have a look, just like Nicole was doing yesterday through her phone and looking over at the other villa. I mean, this was so desperate.
This is clear.
Who's done it?
That's Kieran.
Wait, hold on. Shut up.
Yeah, that's Kieran. Shut up. You can see. No, you can see.
The hairline's fine, shut up.
In Casa Amor, Hugo pulls Matilda and gives his thoughts on her connection with Sean. Hugo says, it seems like a bit of a one-way sexual thing. That's the vibe I get. It seems like the sexual chemistry is not there. Matilda asks, on whose side? Hugo says, your side. Matilda asks, you just don't think I fancy him? As Hugo replies, nah, the compliments you give him are cute. Am I wrong? What will Matilda say? Is Hugo right? He might be. I don't think Matilda fancies Sean in the same way Sean fancies Matilda, but I do think she likes him. I think she's genuine, even though we at home scratch our heads and say, I don't quite get it. You know, I think there's something about Sean that Matilda finds very endearing. Having said that, I do think she seems like the kind of girl who wants to have a bit of fun, and if she messed around with someone in Casa, she probably would do it, but maybe not bring them back into the main villa. Pulling Uma for a chat, Blade asks her, do you see yourself exploring other options? Uma replies, I think it's too early to say. In the villa, my connection with Will is quite far developed, so it's quite difficult to say. If there's a strong connection with someone and it's stronger than the connection, then I think it's only smart to do that for yourself. Blade replies, you want to make sure that's being reciprocated from the other person's end. Uma asks, do you feel like it's not being reciprocated? Blade replies, in my honest opinion, no. His eyes were elsewhere other than you, where they should be. And rightly so. I think I've made it clear I've had my eyes on you even from the get-go. I do feel like we go well together. We look good together. You know that's facts. I just feel like it's something that should be bared in mind. How will this make Uma feel? As I've said before, not really sure what Uma sees in Will. I find him rather dull. And of course he was getting interested in that other girl last night, which was it Emma? No, it's not Emma. I've forgotten her name. Damn. Another blonde girl. Well, maybe it was Ellie. It probably wasn't Ellie. That's another blonde girl. It was a girl, and Will seemed interested in her. And I think if Uma heard what Will was saying, she'd probably be quite upset, because she's obviously taken to him like a duck to water. So, I don't get it, but I think Uma is possibly going to show some interest in someone else. At the main villa, the islanders are making plans about who is sleeping where, when they spot Ayo and Jess going to the hideaway for a chat. Of course, that's all you do at the hideaway. Emma says they had a fire pit to sit at, but they chose the hideaway. What does that say about the situation? Sitting together on the swing, Jess tells Ayo, I don't envy your position. I understand you've got a situation, and there'll be a lot going on in your head. But what exactly is Ayo thinking? I think we all know what he's thinking. I want to kiss this girl. And that's exactly what I think is going to happen tonight. He'll kiss her, they're going to develop quite a hot and heavy little romance, and Mimi is going to come back upset. I think because Mimi likes Ayo so much, even if Mimi does come back with Lionel, she'll still be upset. Wouldn't be the first time it's happened. We've seen it happen before where, you know, a couple who seemed really solid both come back from Casa with new boyfriends and girlfriends, but still like each other, and eventually separate from them and get back together. I mean, yeah, I think Mimi will be more upset than Ayo. I just don't think Ayo's made his mind up about who he wants to commit to, and I think it's going to carry on throughout the season. I think he's going to really struggle. But there is potential for him to make it to the final. I just wonder whether, if he does make it to the final, whether it will actually be with someone he's really interested in, or is just there to make it to the final and get the prize money, if you know what I mean. Right guys, there you go. Quite a long one, but that's all the information I've got. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you later. Much later, assuming I put nothing up until just after 9 o'clock. Happy Tuesday, everyone.
But to be honest, he has actually been very transparent in letting Mimi know step by step of how he's been feeling. He's been saying that if someone was to walk in, he wouldn't be completely closed off. Exactly. And it's been 4 weeks. If he was really locked off, he should have been locked off by now.
Exactly. And finally, guys, can we just talk about how dramatic the ending scene was? I'm sorry, the laugh that they added at the end, was it a real laugh?
They added like a sound on top of it to make it sound like a villain laugh.
Too much. I don't know what narrative they're trying to put out there, but we're gonna have to see.
The next episode.
And I hope Mimi finds out. I'm sorry.
Make sure you guys follow Lionel, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.